We have Shinee again here in the bottom left, and we have Ddasik. I think Ddasik, right? Ddasik, the Zerg player. It's an amateur player. He has a Liquipedia. Ddasik is a very skilled player, but yeah, he has. He played like the challenges, for example, for ASL, the challenger season, and he won against Right Sky. Right Sky also is like one of those guys who could make it into ASL, but hasn't made it yet, right? I guess he made it into ASL once, actually. Ddasik, our Zerg player, he made it into Season 14, which was not that far off. It's like, I mean, 3 years ago-ish at this point, or 2.5 years, but it's not that long ago. So yeah, he has made sometimes an impact here and there, and has been doing okay for himself. Ddasik, and of course Shinee in the bottom left here, the Terran player is creating a wall here for himself. Actually, I wanted to check something now. I forgot what I wanted to check. Oh yeah, I remember now. It's only gonna take me a second here. Alrighty. Shinee is gonna push out on the map here with his SCV a little bit, try to scout for his opponent, and let's see what he's gonna set up here. We've seen like 2 barracks academy rushes being very popular, but I don't expect I kind of expect a 1-Rex expand here, because he already set up that wall and it just feels natural to go into that. On the other side, our Zerg player, working with this pool, he's going into that gas pool and the natural base, of course. And well, we would be crazy to see anything else but Mutalisks. We just have to wait to see how that muted defense is gonna look and stuff like that. But this is nice, he already pushing out with a few Marines, and he can pull this SCV as well, so he's gonna have 2 SCVs and 2 Marines if he wants to. He's already pushing back with the Marines, not sure why. I like the push out. Maybe he saw the axe and it's like, alright, this is too risky. But he could have probably killed this drone. And he's just gonna go in for an additional scout, I guess? No, this SCV just wasn't rallied back. Now he's gonna come in again with the Marines. Not sure about this one. He waited for 4 Marines, but this is more like of a standard move out we see sometimes. What are we making here? It's another supply depot. Okay, there we go. And the second barracks. And maybe he can intercept these links. He just hunts for the links, basically. So he's not gonna go for drones, most likely. And he will just turn around here at the Overlord. Of course, he doesn't see the Overlord. He can't shoot that. He's very aggressive with his Marine force and that 1 SCV. 5 Marines, 1 SCV. He can kill these 4 Zerglings if he can get to them. He's gonna get the first one and the second one. Yeah, some nice pickoffs here. He just reduces the units from his opponent, and of course this could always snowball, right? So you kind of force your opponent to make another set of Zerglings to be able to defend this. Now if he can get a drone, or if he can get 2 drones, he's already successful. Even the pull was nice here, the drones being off mining there for a second, and he's rallying more and more Marines to the front, man. He's playing this very aggressively. Love to see it, love to see something like this. Just no defenses, everything on the front, but this is too many links, and this is where all of these Marines are gonna fall. They weren't clumped up correctly. The SCV was not in the front of the units, and the links just slipped in and killed everything. And this is where I don't love it anymore. Now he needs to kind of scramble the defense. He has 2 holes in his setup, in his wall. There's one over here. Oh, this guy is very aggressive. One over here and one over here, and yeah, with 5 Marines he should be fine. Has a medic on the way, a second medic on the way. But there was a lot of Marines. There was 5 Marines he just sacrificed for kind of only a few links. Wasn't really the best trade. At first it looked very good, and then he kind of got wrecked in the end there. He's going into his engineering bay, of course, going into stim first. But this is already where the spire is about to finish. And yeah, he scans that just in time. He's gonna see the Muta X here on the way. And third base on a natural location for our Zerg player. Now, the thing is, like, if you lose so many Marines, you don't have the possibility really to go for a push with the medics, right? Now, at this point, I mean, look at this army. It looks like not an army at all, but imagine there would be 5 more Marines. It would be kind of double the amount of Marines. That's actually something you can go across and out on the map and trade with links and try to engage mutas with. But with so little Marines, it just feels so difficult. Like, if the mutas snipe 2 to 3 Marines already, your firepower is reduced so greatly. You're gonna have a very difficult time. Now we see a 3 barracks setup here from our Terran player. And of course going into that +1 attack. And the mutas in the first flyby don't really get that much. Oh man, there's an exposed medic. I'm sorry guys, I had something in my nose there. The mutas are trying to find an angle here, but nothing really exposed. Turrets are in position. He's gonna get an SCV. Gonna get a cancel on the turret as well. Not sure about that one. Should probably just let that one stay up because the Ddasik was already going out at that point. Ddasik. I'm just gonna call him Ddasik. The double D is kind of messing with my brain. So Ddasik. He's called Ddasik, right? Just gonna call him Ddasik at this point. Freaking barcode. He's gonna try to surround this medic marine force, and I think he's gonna be able to do so. He has links, he has mutas, he's gonna try to pick off single units at this point here. He's gonna get a marine. He has no +1 on the mutas, by the way, but also no +1 yet on these marines. Should be about to finish up though. It's still quite a bit away. +1 on the mutas. It's oh sorry, I emphasized on this already. He's actually going into armor, which is kind of interesting to see. So not going into that damage. It might be something setting up something for a. Oh my god, he's spreading out the damage and he's gonna overwhelm this marine force. Now he does not want to lose too many mutas, and as Shinee you kind of want to trade for as many mutas as you can. I think he lost quite a good amount, like 5 mutas maybe. No, at least 3 mutas I think he lost there, so it'd be pretty decent. We do see the barracks floating over now, and the double starport coming up here for our Terran player. The factory is gonna float out. A 3 barracks setup here, so very middle of the road. This is kind of a safe build. It doesn't really die to anything. It gives you that pressure out on the map, so it forces the mutalisks to go out and defend rather than kind of poke at your base, and you get the time up to basically go into, well, in this case it's going to be double Valkyrie against these mutalisks, but usually it would be like the double vessel style, right? In this case, so this double Valkyrie has becoming more and more popular in the recent, of course, with this edition of the game, because finally the Valkyrie doesn't bug shoot anymore. It does actually fire out its projectiles, so you can utilize the unit. That's a little bit too many marines here. They have +1 in range. I don't think you really want to engage there, but I think like with this armor, I wonder about this armor. Is this a potential Greater Spire? Is this a Guardian player? With the mutas usually you don't see the armor, but you see the damage. The issue though is the Valks are gonna be here, and they're about to pop here, and he's gonna show them immediately, I think, because 2 Valks already can kind of. Let's have a look at the health. Ooh, yes, they can deplete a lot of the health. 6 damage per rocket, and they shoot like 8 rockets or something. 6 times 8. Maybe the armor was actually in anticipation against the Valkyries, because they shoot like so many times that the armor does apply each and every time. So you greatly reduce that damage. So it's like 5 damage per rocket. at this point. I think it's 8 rockets. Let's see. 1, 2. Oh my god. It's stacked up like this. I'm looking at the wrong one. I was looking at the more forward one. He's gonna try and bust open here at the top, but lurkers are here. This should be enough. He has 1 egg as well in the front to try and soak some damage, and the AI. Mess up with the AI there from the Terran. There's no tanks with this. We saw the factory float out. So this is gonna end up being a vessel style. But he still needs to get the science facility. He doesn't... I don't think he has it yet. So he needs to get that set up and running. For now, he's just pumping out Valkyries. And I don't expect this to be a switch into mech because, well, he's floating his factory, so... There you go. He's going into more and more barracks. Just trying to overwhelm the Valkyries for now, it feels like. Interesting style of play here. It's just roaming for some overlords. Gonna find one. Yeah, so they shoot 1, 2, 3, 4 volleys. So it's 8 rockets, a 5 or 6 damage. But with the armor, it's only 5 damage per rocket. Oh, he's gonna catch the first Valkyrie here. Actually, maybe he can catch all of them. Oh my god, some nice pull away there in the last second. Only connecting with 1 Scourge. Look at that missile damage, man. But the armor is actually really working wonders, man. I think that's the way to go against those Valkyrie builds, which have been so popular. You just go armor. And then you can kind of fight with the meters for a little bit at least. Now, double drop being set up here. He's going into the main base. There's nothing really sitting in the main. He has everything in the front. He does not have any Dark Swarm yet, I think. He does have the Defiler mount, but Consume is not ready as of yet. Not seeing a Defiler. Oh, the Defiler is actually gonna pop here. That might be a snipe. He needs to get the last lurker as well. He's gonna get to him indeed. A couple more loggers running up. The Defiler about to pop here. He is gonna have Consume, so if he immediately tries to snag something... Oh man, Valkyrie's coming in here to try and clear out these Mutas. Mutas did came in to try and deal with the Marine Medic. In the end though, all of the Valkyries are gonna get beaten up. He needs to shoot 1 more spray. Yeah, there you go. But only does get a half spray. So in the end, these Mutas are quite healthy yet. They're still pretty healthy, and I mean another drop is gonna come in here at the 3rd base. If he can break the 3rd base, he's gonna kill a bunch of drones. Can he kill that? Oh, 1 Defiler does make it out, and yeah, in the end, too many lurkers, too much defense. The unload did not really happen. So this drop, it didn't really unload completely, and that was the big issue. Now he's gonna lose the dropship with units inside. No, I think he's gonna get the units out at least. He gets 1 Marine. 1 is the lucky Marine. He kind of gets away with the dropship here. And he's just roaming with the Marines, but he does not have a 3rd base. He's finally going into Irradiate and finally starting vessel production. As I said, though, he's getting into double dropship again. He's trying to set up a command center location. That's really out there. That's very aggressive. I don't think you can hold that one. If Ddasik does scout that, he should be able to just snap it so easily. Now, first 2 irradiates on top of the lurkers. I feel like the mutas might have been... Oh my god, the lurker burrowing so late there, actually dealing a lot of damage to the mutalisks. Mutas coming in here. Maybe they can get sniped by the marines. A turret actually helping in the fight as well. Dropships coming in for the revenge. And the Terran is not broken yet, but there's the first Dark Swarm. It's already here, it's already happening. It's an issue. He's pushing back the Defiler though. Mutas, maybe they want to turn. Maybe they turn a little bit too late. Last Muta is gonna die here. The Hydras are gonna run away. And the Bio is holding strong for now. 1-1 Bio. Trying to hold the ground here. That was so close. On knife's edge here, definitely. For Shinee was about to basically get broken, and then... Oh man, he's dropping the last Marine again. Can he drop on this drone, please, and just deny the space? Would be so amazing. No, he's actually gonna try and kill Overlords. I mean, is he gonna stim? He wants to preserve his health. There we go. He's gonna stim for that extra DPS. But he is out of range, and he was not on a leash, so... doesn't even get that Overlord. I love the Marines with the new graphics. They look so badass. Yes, indeed they do. They look really cool. And Firebats as well. There we go. Look at that. Now Shinee is still kind of holding on here, but he doesn't... I mean, he is getting into the vessels, but he does not have really a big vessel count, and we are already looking at the filers from his opponent. And it looks like he wants to play the Plague style. Because he's utilizing so many Hydralisks in his armies. Oh, be careful there, don't sacrifice your vessels. Maybe he wants to play this Plague style. We're gonna wait and see though. But that means he needs to go into way more defilers than he is currently. He's going into his 4th base over here. Setting that up. Should be nice. And setting up a few more macro hatcheries. Going into extra missile range attack here. That kind of signals more and more to me that he wants to go into that Plague style, but I mean, you don't really need range upgrade, damage upgrades if you play Plague, right? Maybe he doesn't. Double dropship again, getting set up here in the bottom right. There's already a scouting drone sitting and waiting over there. Now, pushing into the top left at the same time, Firebat is gonna get surrounded here. A couple of irradiates on that defiler, or one irradiate on the defiler is going to do the trick. We do have another base being set up here, so our Terran is starting to go on 4 bases. That's going to be nice. And on the other side, I think he just ate a lurker there. There we go. So he's going to plague this, but I don't know about this plague. I think, yeah, a Dark Swarm definitely needed here. It's going to kill so much of that bio though, but at the same time we do see the drop is starting to hit in the top right here. He's going to clear a lurker there very easily. Another one is going to get morphed right now, and this is maybe these Firebats, man. Oh man, the Plague though. Plague style is just so unforgiving. You kind of need to go mech against this. It's so funny. And it depends on how they use the Dark Swarm. You can fight this with Firebats, but if they just utilize Plague and just trade against your dead units, well then you kind of need to, you're kind of forced to go into mech, but there's no way that Shinee can do a mech transition at this point. He might not even be able to save the space here. Man, these lurkers are not dying at all. So unfortunate, the Marines from the bunker did not shoot the lurkers. He is trying to get them out of his lawn, but they're trading just way too efficiently. Now reinforcements coming in here, another Dark Swarm here to keep his units safe. I was about to say another Plague. He's eating a lot of Hydras, by the way. This base is still up and running. This base is also technically still running. He's going actually into a second armory, and he has 2 factories at this point. So we do see the attempted tank transition here to try and deal with this composition, but it might just be a little bit too late. We'll have to wait and see. Actually, he made a lot of tanks already behind this, so maybe he has this push in him, which can just be the wrecking ball to close out the game. He needs to get his medics with his army, because this army was kind of low on medics here. Don't want to lose the vessels. They are your expensive late game tool here. Still has a bunch of units down here, so if there's no Dark Swarm, this bunker setup might just be enough to hold this ramp for now. He's gonna stim the first bunker here. The other bunker on the left did not get stimmed. Oh my god, no scan. He's not scanning this. He's saving the scans for the offensive. So he's just gonna let this go for now. He's gonna try to evacuate the SUVs into the corner, and yeah, he's gonna try to reinforce with what he can. He's basically putting all of his eggs in this one basket. He's dropping as well at the same time. Only 3 Marines in the natural, killing most of the drones, man. No reaction here from Ddasik. And into that main base on the top right as well, there are a few Hydras. Maybe they are enough to deal with. There's no medic here to assist the Marines. And the tank push is commencing. He's starting to shut away at these hatcheries, macro hatcheries. Still, these Marines are sitting here in the top corner. They're still killing all of these Hydras actually. And now they're starting to kill all of the drones. No drones over here anymore. No drones in the top right. Maybe he can pull this off. Maybe he can make magic happen. He's gonna kill the first macro hatchery over here, and no defiler in sight as of yet. Ddasik a little bit too sparse on the defiler production. It seems this base is still alive. It's floating technically. Oh my god, that firebat! Oh my god, he's having a barbecue. Oh, 6 kills and it's all drones. Oh my god, he breaks the natural. I can't believe it. It looked so promising here for Ddasik. Can he intercept these reinforcements? Maybe the answer is no. The lurkers do no burrow, and now they're already surrounded. The scan has been already thrown down, and indeed all of them get picked off. A couple of lurkers managed to burrow here in an okay-ish position, but in the end, man, these tanks, they simply can't be broken. We do see a defiler finally be on the field here, and there's no irradiate. There's no irradiate. The vessel's out of energy, so he can kind of try this, and yeah, Hydras against Firebats under Dark Swarm. We all know that the Firebat does win this one. He's trying to go into Ultralisks, but the Ultralisk Cavern is actually getting... Do Firebats kill... 3 Firebats kill a Ultralisk Cavern this fast? It's insane! That was insane. Oh my god, they burned that down, literally. Wow. Great game here in the end. GG's gonna be called, and Ddasik has to give up here, even though it looked very promising for him a couple times, and he was about to overrun his opponent. In the end, Shinee manages to grab the win. Very well played there.